While potatoes dominate modern gardens, Amish communities have preserved remarkable alternatives that deliver superior nutrition with less effort. These 10 forgotten crops outperform potatoes in almost every measure while thriving in conditions where other plants struggle. Dandelion. The humble dandelion is a nutritional powerhouse. Those yellow flowers and jagged leaves pack more vitamin A than carrots, more iron than spinach, and more carbohydrates than potatoes when compared pound for pound. Amish families harvest them each spring. The entire plant is edible, from flower to root. The bitter-tasting leaves become palatable after a quick 20-minute soak in cold salt water. The flowers make a sweet honey-like syrup, and during winter months when coffee was scarce or expensive, Amish families would dig up the roots, roast them slowly, and grind them into a caffeine-free coffee substitute. What's particularly fascinating is how this plant thrives in less than ideal soil conditions. While potatoes demand fertilizer and constant attention, dandelions practically volunteer themselves for harvest. Dandelions act as natural soil aerators, their strong taproots breaking up compacted earth while drawing up nutrients from deep below the surface. Nutrients that eventually benefit neighboring plants when the dandelion leaves decompose. Historically, dandelions have been used for medicinal purposes across many cultures. The milky sap contains compounds that may help with skin conditions, while tea made from the leaves has been used as a gentle diuretic. A farmer started harvesting dandelions after his doctor recommended more greens in his diet. "It's the perfect hobby," he says. "It's the only plant where your spouse thanks you for forgetting to weed the garden." In the kitchen, creative cooks incorporate dandelions in numerous ways. Young leaves add a peppery bite to spring salads, while the flowers can be battered and fried as fritters or fermented into dandelion wine. The roots, when properly prepared, offer an earthy flavor profile similar to chicory. Beyond their nutritional and culinary applications, dandelions serve as important early-season food sources for bees and other pollinators. Their ability to grow in disturbed soils makes them pioneer plants that help restore ecological balance to damaged landscapes. Despite their reputation as garden nuisances, dandelions represent one of nature's most versatile and resilient plants, offering food, medicine, and ecological benefits wherever they appear. However, it doesn't come close to the crop we will reveal slightly later in this video. Sorrel. Sorrel provides zingy citrus flavor without requiring fruit trees. Unlike annual plants that need replanting every spring, sorrel returns faithfully for 8 to 10 years once established. This perennial powerhouse springs back to life at the first hint of warmth, often providing fresh greens while snow still lingers in shady spots. Amish gardeners value these early harvests when winter food stores run low and fresh vegetables are scarce. The secret behind sorrel's mouth-puckering tartness is oxalic acid, the same compound found in rhubarb leaves, though in much safer amounts. This natural acid gives dishes a bright lemony kick without requiring actual lemons. Just 6 small sorrel leaves can transform a bland soup into something vibrant and complex. Traditional Amish healers have long used sorrel in spring tonics, believing it helps cleanse the blood after long winters of preserved foods. Modern science has found some truth to this folk wisdom. Sorrel contains compounds that support liver function and aid digestion. The Farmer's Almanac recommends planting sorrel far from your bedroom window unless you enjoy midnight sprints to the outhouse. As the Amish says, sorrel soup at supper means a marathon at midnight. With about 4 times the vitamin C of lettuce, it's no wonder Amish communities maintain these patches through generations. Preservation methods extend sorrel's usefulness year-round. When chopped and frozen in water-filled ice cube trays, the leaves maintain their flavor for months. These sorrel cubes can be popped directly into soups or stews during winter, bringing a taste of spring to the darkest days of the year. The versatility of sorrel extends beyond soups to salads, sauces, and even beverages where its tangy profile adds complexity. Sorrel's adaptability to various growing conditions makes it ideal for novice gardeners. It tolerates partial shade, adapts to different soil types, and requires minimal maintenance beyond occasional dividing to maintain vigor. Its attractive arrow-shaped leaves add visual interest to garden beds while providing consistent harvests. Before we reveal that secret crop mentioned earlier, let's warm up with one more. It's the perfect lead-in to what's coming next. The only product we'll ever promote on our channel is a book by Claude Davis, a veteran prepper, about 126 superfoods and preservation methods from crisis times like the Great Depression and wartime that are impossible to find elsewhere. We decided to promote his book because we are the last generation able to share these techniques and superfoods to our children or grandchildren. It would be a shame to see this information about highly nutritious foods and preservation methods to survive crises disappear. You can also find a book about herbal remedies from Nicole Apelian on their store. If you're watching this on TV, you can look up our channel, Frugal Solutions, on your phone or tablet and find the books by clicking the link in our channel description or any other video description. Nettles. Stinging nettles contain a remarkable nutritional profile that Amish communities have long recognized. Beneath the plant's tiny defensive needles lies a true nutritional goldmine that rewards careful harvesting. Dried nettle leaves contain up to 40% protein by weight, making them more protein-rich than almost any other plant. For Amish families practicing limited meat consumption, these wild greens became a crucial dietary supplement throughout history. The sting comes from tiny hollow hairs that inject a cocktail of chemicals. Yet this defense mechanism vanishes completely after just 30 seconds of cooking, transforming into tender, spinach-like greens. Amish harvesting techniques have been refined through generations. Young harvesters learn to snip the top 4 inches during spring when leaves are most tender. Special thick canvas gloves, often homemade, protect hands during collection. And Amish claims he only harvests nettles barehanded. When asked why his hands weren't red, he winked and said, "The secret is borrowing his wife's gloves when she isn't looking." Nutritionally, nettles contain more iron than spinach, more calcium than milk, and 7 times more vitamin C than oranges by weight. They're also rich in anti-inflammatory compounds, explaining their long-time use in Amish remedies for arthritis. Unlike garden vegetables needing perfect conditions, nettles thrive in partial shade and poor soil, exactly where most food crops struggle. They're like that relative who shows up wearing the wrong outfit but somehow knows exactly how to fix everyone's problems. And speaking of struggle, there's a forgotten crop that thrives in poor soil, fends off pests, returns every year, and may even help control blood sugar. And most people have no idea it exists. Jerusalem artichoke. All right, time to let the secret out. This is the crop we've been holding back just for this moment. Jerusalem artichokes are Native American tubers that Amish farmers have cultivated for generations. These knobby underground treasures might look like ginger's awkward cousin, but their growing power is remarkable. A small patch measuring just 10 by 10 feet can yield up to 200 pounds of nutritious tubers. That's enough to feed a family for months from a space smaller than most living rooms. Amish gardeners plant them along fence lines where nothing else grows well, turning wasted space into food production zones. The plant itself grows tall, often reaching 10 feet, with cheerful yellow flowers that resemble small sunflowers. That's no coincidence, as they're botanical relatives. Unlike most garden vegetables that demand constant coddling, these plants practically raise themselves. They're so self-sufficient that Amish gardeners often say that the hardest part of growing Jerusalem artichokes is stopping them from growing where you don't want them. What makes these tubers truly special is a carbohydrate called inulin, not insulin, which doesn't spike blood sugar levels. For diabetic members of Amish communities, these vegetables provide valuable starchy satisfaction without the health concerns of regular potatoes. They're the only vegetable that comes with its own sound effects about 2 hours after dinner. The tubers store energy so effectively that they can survive being left in the ground through freezing Pennsylvania winters, only to be dug up as needed. Amish families store harvested tubers in sand-filled boxes in their root cellars, where they remain crisp and flavorful until spring. The tubers have a delightful nutty flavor when roasted, somewhat like water chestnuts crossed with potatoes, and can replace potatoes in nearly any recipe. Just one word of caution passed down through generations of Amish dinners: newcomers should start with small portions. The inulin that makes these tubers so healthy can also produce impressive amounts of gas in the digestive tract of the uninitiated. Mint. Mint plants require containment in Amish gardens to prevent spreading. A 5-gallon bucket with drainage holes in the bottom buried with just the rim above soil level, keeps mint's underground runners from invading the entire garden. Amish gardeners don't just grow one type of mint. Their gardens often feature several varieties, each with specific uses. Peppermint helps settle upset stomachs and eases headaches. Spearmint brightens cold drinks and flavors desserts. Apple mint adds a fruity dimension to teas. Chocolate mint brings a surprising sweetness to after-dinner drinks. The essential oils in mint reach their peak concentration just before the plant flowers. At this precise moment, Amish harvesters clip stems in early morning when dew has evaporated, but before the hot sun draws out volatile oils. One medium-sized plant harvested this way provides enough leaves for about 30 cups of fresh tea. These oils don't just taste good, they make mint remarkably useful. Though, as my 70-year-old neighbor discovered after ignoring the Amish advice about containment, he went to bed with a garden and woke up with a mint farm. The only thing growing faster than his mint is his wife's list of "I told you so's." His experience is precisely why proper planting methods are so essential. The natural cooling sensation from menthol explains why Amish families have long applied crushed mint leaves to minor burns and insect bites. The same compound provides welcome relief during summer heat, cooling the body from within when consumed as tea. While modern gardeners might grow mint as an afterthought, Amish communities turn this hardy perennial into valuable income through value-added products. Dried mint bundles, mint-infused vinegars, and mint salves transform this garden escapee into profitable items at local markets. Wild garlic. Wild garlic emerges each spring in Amish woodlands, carpeting the ground with slender green shoots before the forest canopy fills in. This woodland variety thrives in partial shade where few food crops can grow, making it a valuable addition to the Amish food system. Chemical analysis shows wild garlic contains up to 40% more allicin than conventional garlic bulbs. This compound gives garlic its distinctive aroma and impressive health benefits, including natural antibiotic properties that Amish families have relied on for generations. Harvesting follows strict sustainable guidelines passed down through families. Gatherers never take more than 1/3 of plants from any area, ensuring plenty remain to reproduce. Digging tools disturb the soil minimally, and fallen leaves are carefully replaced afterward. This careful stewardship explains why some Amish communities have harvested from the same forest patches for over a century. The flavor profile differs dramatically from supermarket varieties. Wild garlic delivers a complex taste with grassy notes followed by a sharp garlic punch that mellows when cooked. When discussing the distinctive aroma, an old Amish said, "After 50 years of marriage," he explained, his wife says she marks the calendar with 2 fishing seasons, trout season and wild garlic season. Both traditions end exactly the same way, with me sleeping on the porch. Preservation techniques maintain these distinctive flavors through winter. Small batches are pickled in apple cider vinegar, dried slowly at low temperatures, or preserved in oil. Each method highlights different aspects of wild garlic's character, giving Amish kitchens a versatile flavor palette. Foraging expeditions have become something of a family tradition, with older children teaching younger ones how to identify plants correctly. This knowledge transfer ensures that sustainable harvesting practices continue through generations. Crab apples. Crab apple trees on Amish homesteads serve multiple practical purposes. Laboratory tests confirm what Amish preservers have known for generations. Crab apples contain 15 to 20% more pectin than regular apples. This natural gelling compound transforms runny fruit juices into perfectly set jams and jellies without commercial additives. Timing is everything when harvesting. Amish families wait patiently for the first light frost before collecting crab apples. This cold snap concentrates sugars in the fruit while maintaining maximum pectin levels. The fruit should feel firm but not rock hard, a test many Amish children learn by helping with the harvest. These trees serve double duty in Amish planning. Beyond producing valuable preserving aids, crab apple blossoms provide crucial early-season nectar for honeybees when few other flowers have opened. This strategic placement keeps pollinators well-fed and working nearby just as the main orchard begins to bloom. One 80-year-old Amish farmer shares wisdom about crab apples with younger generations. These trees are like the elders of the orchard, not as sweet as the fancy varieties, but far more reliable. After 50 years of marriage, he has learned it's the same with people. The trees themselves require almost no maintenance. While regular apple trees demand constant pruning, spraying, and babysitting, crab apples largely fend for themselves. They shrug off diseases that plague fancier varieties and produce reliably even in poor soil. Their naturally compact size means no tall ladders for harvesting, important in communities avoiding modern safety equipment. Not all crab apples taste the same. Amish growers maintain distinct varieties for different uses. Some have spicy notes perfect for chutneys, while others offer hints of citrus that brighten preserves. The most prized types contain just enough sweetness to balance their tartness in specialty butters and sauces. Buckwheat. Buckwheat matures from seed to harvest in just 70 days, making it substantially faster than corn, 100 days, or wheat, 120 days. Despite its name, buckwheat isn't related to wheat at all. It's actually closer to rhubarb and sorrel, making it naturally gluten-free. This botanical oddball produces triangle-shaped seeds that Amish farmers prize for their unique nutty flavor and remarkable growing speed. The plants themselves look nothing like typical grains. Rather than growing tall, narrow stalks, buckwheat spreads into bushy plants covered with delicate white flowers. These blooms appear just 3 weeks after planting and continue for nearly a month, creating a spectacular display across fields. Amish farming rotations deliberately incorporate buckwheat between main crops. The plant's aggressive roots break up compacted soil while its dense foliage smothers weeds that would otherwise require hand removal. Studies show a single buckwheat planting can reduce field weed pressure by up to 75% for the following crop, a natural herbicide that requires no chemicals. Buckwheat speed makes it particularly valuable in difficult growing seasons. As one 70-year-old Amish farmer often tells younger farmers, buckwheat and he have something in common. They both got more reliable with age. The difference is buckwheat matures in 70 days, while he took 70 years, and it actually improves the soil while he just complains about his aching back. This wisdom highlights why many Amish farmers maintain buckwheat as crop insurance against weather challenges. Bees make a distinctive honey from buckwheat flowers, darker and more robust than clover honey. This black honey commands premium prices at market stands, with Amish beekeepers coordinating plantings specifically for this specialty. Modern agriculture largely abandoned buckwheat for crops with higher yields, but this overlooks its minimal input requirements. Buckwheat needs about half the water of corn and grows with little to no fertilizer, making it exceptionally resource efficient. Broad beans. Broad beans stand tall through winter when most garden plants hide underground. Amish gardens feature these cold, hardy plants not just for food, but as living soil enrichers. Small nodules on their roots house special bacteria that convert nitrogen from the air into plant food in the soil. A healthy patch of broad beans can fix up to 40 pounds of nitrogen per acre, equivalent to applying a free bag of expensive fertilizer without effort. These legumes aren't delicate when it comes to temperature. They shrug off cold down to 15 degrees, keeping their green structure when other plants have surrendered to winter. This persistent greenery prevents soil erosion during harsh weather while providing protection for beneficial insects. Their growth pattern complements other Amish crops perfectly. Planted in fall, after main harvests finish, broad beans grow slowly through winter before thriving in early spring. This timing provides fresh protein just when winter food stores run lowest, a critical hunger gap that challenged generations before refrigeration. The beans themselves are nutrition powerhouses. Unlike modern string beans that are mostly water, broad beans contain 25% protein by weight, comparable to chicken but without the coop cleaning. Their meaty texture made them traditional meat substitutes during lean times. These beans have long been a staple in Amish community meals. In Amish country, broad beans are served at every wedding dinner. Nothing tests new in-laws faster than a long buggy ride home after a bean feast. Harvesting follows a dual approach. The tender young pods provide fresh eating in spring, while mature beans are dried for year-round protein. When dried correctly, they store for up to 3 years without losing nutrition, a crucial backup during crop failures. Purslane. Purslane contains more omega-3 fatty acids than any other leafy vegetable. While doctors recommend fish for these essential fats, A cup of purslane provides similar benefits with about 400 milligrams of omega-3s, more than many fish oil supplements. This nutritional powerhouse is carefully protected in Amish gardens while often being overlooked elsewhere. Nutritional analysis reveals an impressive profile beyond just the omega-3s. Purslane packs 7 times more beta-carotene than carrots, 6 times more vitamin E than spinach, and 14 times more magnesium than broccoli. These nutrient levels explain why Amish communities have maintained this plant in their diets while modern agriculture declared war on it. The succulent texture comes from purslane's water storage capabilities. The plant thrives on just 1/3 the water that lettuce requires, making it perfectly adapted to summer heat when most salad greens have bolted or turned bitter. During drought seasons, Amish gardens still provide fresh greens thanks to purslane's remarkable drought resistance. As one Amish gardener puts it, when the lettuce wilts and the spinach bolts, purslane just smiles at the sun. Nature's stubborn way of making sure even the worst gardeners still have something healthy for dinner. Harvest methods couldn't be simpler. Just snip the stems and they'll regrow multiple times throughout summer. Unlike fussy vegetables demanding specific soil conditions, purslane grows practically anywhere there's sun. Its ability to flourish in poor soil conditions makes it particularly valuable in areas where conventional crops struggle. Traditional Amish salad combinations pair purslane with cucumber and a light vinegar dressing, allowing its mild, slightly lemony flavor to shine. The leaves have a pleasant, almost buttery quality, while the stems provide a satisfying crunch. Young plants taste sweeter, while older leaves develop more tang, both equally useful in different recipes. Sometimes the smartest move isn't finding something new, it's bringing back what once worked. This old crop may have been forgotten, but its value hasn't gone anywhere. Maybe it's time we give it a place in our gardens and on our plates again.